head to D.C. for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Rumors emerge that President Trump plans to turn it into a roast of his biggest media adversaries. Will he get the last laugh after years of being a punchline at the dinner?
Donald Trump often appears on Fox, which is ironic because a Fox often appears...
Then, comedian Kathy Griffin is unveiling her new face, new tour. And Feel Good Friday about an all-new Oprah Daily edition of View Your Deal. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Joy Behar, Anna Navarro, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin. Now let's get things started.
A very attractive audience, I think. Look at them. All so pretty.
Like there was a hot pink memo.
So the White House Correspondents' Dinner is tomorrow night. For the first time as president, Trump will be in attendance. As president. He was there one time when I was there, when the time that Obama humiliated him and he went bananas. Yeah. I was there. So here's the situation. A guy that hates the press is at a dinner that honors the press.
Right.
You can't even make this up anymore. Over 200 journalists signed a letter demanding that Trump gets called out during the dinner. They decided, and here's what they're saying. Watch the clips.
We're really asking the Correspondents Association to get a spine, to stand up there and pledge to fight back against any office holder who would lead any kind of coordinated attack against press freedom and the First Amendment.
We have a very fragile, egoed president who thinks he's king in the Oval Office, sitting behind the resolute desk. Now, presidents typically are the guest of honor. But for us to invite this man, this fox, into the hen house, and for us to sit there and take it?
So do you think that what they said is going to make any difference if they don't show up? And do you think that journalists should show up? I mean, it is their night.
They should show up. Let's remember that the White House Correspondents Association, it's first and foremost about protecting the First Amendment and rallying around journalists who do incredible, important work informing all of us.
Right.
At this event every year, they give away scholarships. They honor people who have shown courage in journalism. My colleague and Anna's colleague, Caitlin Collins, is receiving an award for her coverage of this White House, somebody who we all have seen President Trump insult her, criticize her, and she stands there stoically and keeps asking questions that we all want the answers to. So the night should be and is about the journalists, regardless of who headlines it, regardless of the speech from the president. And I anticipate, listen, he's apparently, it's reported the president's going to go give his remarks and then leave. So they can all celebrate once he leaves if they want to.
The White House Correspondents Association should not accept that. If he is going to show up, he should sit there while Caitlin Collins gets her award. I think it's disrespectful to come in, confront the press, would say his remarks, and then leave. If he's going to sit there, then I think if he's going to attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner, should demand that he sit through the entire event. I can tell you, we get invited every year. And I am glad there's people going because, as Alyssa said, this raises money for worthwhile causes. Yeah. For me, there is no way in hell I would normalize Donald Trump's presence by showing up. For me, as a Latina immigrant, I mean, no community has been as maligned, humiliated, prosecuted, and tortured as much as the immigrant community and the Latino community. And there's just no way that I'm going to go put on Spanx and high heels, drink cheap wine, eat a bad chicken dinner, and smile at the stupid things I know he's going to say.
Well, so it isn't Donald Trump that's keeping me from this dinner. It's Oz Perlman.
Thank you. Okay, I stand with Sarah on this.
Okay, tell them what he did. Tell them what he did.
He's the guy that revealed my PIN number.
He was on the show.
Like, is he going to shout out the nuclear codes? Like, how can we trust this
I'm going to warn everyone at that dinner. Tell him nothing.
Tell him nothing.
Tell him nothing.
Don't leave your phone near him
All
either.
joking aside, I think I echo what Anna and Alyssa said about the importance of it. But the dinner for me was always to sit side by side with your colleagues and kind of have this moment where you're appreciating the journalism and the role it plays in how we hold politicians accountable. And it's just not a funny or enjoyable anymore. Like right now, it's because the press and the media have been under attack for almost going on 10 years now, and kind of slandered for everything they cover. It's not a time where you can kind of just shoot one back and feel laid back about it. It feels too serious.
Don't you think that they're not having a comedian this year because he's got a very thin skin?
He's too thin skin. Let me say this. You know, we always get invited. We've all gone together. I will not go this year. I am not going to go this year because I won't grace him with my presence because I think he's been attacking the press. And, you know, he qualifies as the most anti-press president in the dinner's 105-year history. Retaliatory access bans and physical restrictions on journalists, frivolous lawsuits against the press, defunding of public broadcasting, dismantling of international broadcasting, personal verbal attacks on reporters, especially black women, black female reporters, assaults on the media and official releases and social posts, and the arrest of my friend Don Lemon. I don't care about this president's attendance at that, but I do care about journalists making him appear to be normal. He is the most abnormal president that we have ever had in the history of this country.
That's why when you say, what did you say? That he should be required to stay there. That is, but he has no shguns. That we.
I know, but he.
You know what
going to stay.
It's an Italian word for no. That they don't care.
The guy who's
he doesn't care.
But the guy who, yes, he does care when he's humiliated. He didn't like it when Barack Obama.
That's why we got
took a joke, made a joke at him in the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The guy who's the photographer who's getting the award for photography is the one who caught the image, I think we have it, of him looking like he didn't care when the person fainted at the White House. Yeah. But I agree with you. Listen, having Donald Trump speak at the White House Correspondents' Dinner where the free press is honored is like having a cannibal host a vegan event.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. So-called MAGA men, they were drooling over a social media personality named Emily Hart, a cute little blonde who would post pro-Trump content and even send bikini photos of people paid for it. But it turns out it was all a scam by a med student in India who used AI to create her because he needed money. And they were just drooling, okay? Instagram ended up banning the account. But is it scary that so many people fell for it? Or, you know, I mean, these men, and what happens to all those blow-up doll people?
You know what's fascinating to me about it is that this medical student also tried to make a left-leaning avatar, but it didn't work because Democrats and liberals didn't fall for it.
Oh, interesting.
And so I think what's so fascinating to me is, you know, there has been a lot of data, and I got a lot of heat for saying that at least in the 2024 election, those people with college educations voted for Kamala Harris. Those people that did not have college educations voted for Donald Trump. So the less educated people voted for Donald Trump.
But he likes those
and the
people.
less educated people seem to be getting conned by this, where the other people aren't getting conned by this. And I think that's a real problem because if you think about, let's say, Finland, they're now introducing AI classes. They're introducing classes to teach children the difference between truth and falsity, right? Truth and fiction, because it seems to me that a lot of Americans, unfortunately, cannot discern.
Yeah, but let's be honest, these AI images are pretty good. I mean, you know, a lot of people
Did you fall for her, too?
The Pope in the jacket was pretty good.
No, I don't donate money to racist, anti-immigrant, AI-generated images, but I think there's something particularly hilarious about the idea that it's like a brown guy in India posing as a racist blonde to attract MAGA. I mean, it's like,
without the race,
they would have probably deported him if he was in this country.
But without the, I didn't read the racist parts. I saw the part where it was just a woman in a bikini that said she loved drinking beer and fishing. And I was like, you guys went for that?
Well, she also hated immigrants. Right. That was part of her.
Oh, there was more.
That was part of her avatar.
I didn't go deep on her, but it's like
I did.
The manosphere.
When you look at like something on Instagram or something on X or whatever your chosen social media, and it looks a little too good to be true. Like it's a hot girl in a bikini who looks like a combo of Sydney Sweeney and Jennifer Lawrence, and she happens to be super MAGA. Like maybe be like, this might not be real. This might be perfectly catered to me and my desires and my likes, and I'm probably getting duped by a medical student in India right now. But I just think the internet in general has become a bit of a hellscape. I'm barely even on like X anymore, because if you look at it, you'll see a headline, oh, this is happening somewhere in the world. It takes just a brief moment to Google or use your search engine that you like to find out it's not true. There's no actual policing of disinformation and misinformation the way that even 10 years ago it felt like there was. And then add to that, we are currently in a war with Iran. The Iranians are incredibly sophisticated at using social media to pit Americans against each other, to deceive us, to fool us. The Russians do it, the Chinese do it. It's an absolute hellscape, and we have elected leaders who are doing absolutely nothing to try to crack down on it.
But the thing is, this is not an isolated incident.
But this one's funny.
There was an AI-generated army soldier who went viral earlier this year. Her name was Jessica Foster.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
So she funneled massive engagement with MAGA-friendly captions to an OnlyFans account selling photos of her feet.
What this tells me that there aren't enough MAGA women out there.
Neither of those images, neither that woman nor the woman that was this AI-generated Indian student, have a Mar-a-Lago face. So that should have been enough of a clue that it wasn't real.
Well, I need to say that both of those accounts have been removed, but the fact of the matter is they existed and they went viral.
They bought it. But you know what? It's always intrigued me that when he said to them, when he said, I love the poorly educated, that the poorly educated said, thank you.
Yes.
That's an insult, in case you're wondering.
But remember, this is also feeding off that whole manosphere crowd. So the people that say the most hateful, sensational things in that documentary that we all, I think we all watched, they said, it didn't even matter if they believed it because they were monetizing it.
Right.
So, one, I would argue their character did not stand that tall to start with, and that they probably did believe some of it, but a lot of it they said, trust me, if you just say it, people click on it. That's rage baiting.
But this, I think what's different about this is this avatar hated immigrants. The other avatar posted pictures with Zelensky and Trump. I mean,
that could have been Tucker Carlson.
Well, yes, but there is something different about just the manosphere. This is MAGA. This is his base.
Yeah.
That's different.
It wasn't just the immigrants. The avatar hit the meme, or whatever like you call that thing, the AI image, hit like all of the points, right?
All of the
pro-gun, religion,
fishing,
immigration,
I'm hot.
all of the, and it shows you though. Because remember this.
But you can love beer and love to fish.
But remember this person was in India, and it tells you just what a cartoonish kind of caricature it is that people even in foreign countries can understand that mentality.
Which speaks to what Alyssa's saying, the danger in people that are ready to actually go online and hack us.
Everything we're putting out there that our elected officials are, that are sometimes the tropiest version of who Americans are, our adversaries are watching, and they're looking how they can exploit us, exploit it and manipulate us.
All I know is I can't wait for AI Joy Behar to replace me on this table. Topics continue on the Weekend View. We're talking about celebrities leaning into their cosmetic surgery and the Real Housewife who's having a prenup wedding roadblock. The Weekend View streams on ABC News Live Saturday and Sundays at 7:30 and 9:30 a.m. And there's a third streaming time on Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, thanks to our sponsor, Rock Skincare. We'll be right back. Okay, so fans have been waiting years for the Devil Wears Prada sequel, and Oscar winner Anne Hathaway says that she had significant input into her character's storyline. Take a look.
Was there a particular request that you put in that you wanted for your characters in order to do the sequel? Mine was a big one. She had originated Andy's backstory as being different. She thought that Andy had stayed in New York and had a family, and I thought that Andy had gone out in the world and had adventures and hadn't actually done that yet. And we had a long conversation about it, and she went off and thought about it, and she decided that she was also interested in Andy having had adventures and having not taken that step in her life yet.
Well, do you think she's really reflecting the younger people today who want to have a good time before they settle down? Yeah. You don't lose a job and then automatically get married and have 10 kids.
Well, and it's also
3 like her.
It's also realistic that there are people that choose to gun at their careers, and honestly, Andy did that in Devil Wears Prada. So in some ways, it's almost maybe a tad lazy to just say, "Oh, she just left and came back." Like, that tracks more for her character.
I don't get that. What's lazy?
The way the storyline was going to be just explaining where she'd been since one was like, oh, it's a woman. Let's just have her have babies and settle down.
Yeah.
Like, there are other stories to tell, and I think what she was saying is it's more honest to Andy's character, that she could have gone out and traveled and done things.
She's also still young. She's in her 40s in this, and women, especially in major cities, at a higher clip are having kids later. So they're waiting until their early 40s, mid-40s to have kids. So there's a world in which that could still be happening for Andy's character. I'm very invested in what the third version of this is going to be, but it's just showing that, like,
she'll be in a nursing home.
Yeah, well, I will take it until she's in a nursing home.
So I went to the premiere, and I watched the movie without knowing any of this stuff. I was the most underdressed person there. When I tell you people turned, no, actually Brian was the most underdressed person there at that premiere. But you know what? So the Andy thing, and it was wonderful to see these characters 20 years later.
20 years.
And what they had developed, what they had turned into. I loved seeing Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Who's 76, rocking those fashions, still being the head of Runway, the magazine, just at the top of her game. I mean, that movie is such a good 2-hour escape of all of the stuff happening all over the world. Yeah. I recommend people doing it.
I haven't seen it yet. I didn't go to the premiere, but I got to tell you, you know, Andy's character, I read the books. So in the books, Andy,
I didn't even know there were books.
Yeah, they're based on books. So in the book, Andy becomes the editor of a bridal magazine and is happily married, has kids, and that kind of thing. So I was expecting that storyline, not thinking that, yes, that's actually a little bit dated in terms of what Gen Z is doing. Gen Z, millennials, they're actually not just getting married and having kids. They're living their lives, and that's a wonderful thing. So I'm glad they made the change.
The problem is being female. You want to do everything. The biological clock is ticking. Who's having in their 40s having a baby? Yeah, in vitro.
No, but by the way, being female is also
it's 10 times harder, and both of you know that.
No, it is hard, but
we made it pretty easily, and it did.
You were in your 40s when you had your first one?
No, my last one.
Oh, your last.
Yeah.
Oh, your last.
I was 38, but my eggs were like powder. I mean, I got lucky.
Oh yeah, it took me a long time, but I was also started in my early 30s, and it took a long time. Like, it's not unique to age even necessarily.
Yeah, well, it mostly is though.
But by the way, it is hard. It is harder to be a woman, but it's also powerful and incredible to be a woman. I'm sorry, bear a child, and then it's like I can do anything.
You can make fire.
My husband looks at me like I'm a Navy SEAL now after.
Well, a woman can do everything. She just can't do it at the same time.
All at the same time.
We get it all.
Yeah.
Unless you're Miranda Priestley. That's the Meryl Streep character.
Oh. Is she having a baby too?
She has twins.
She has twins. She's got a husband. She's got a great job, and she's got the best clothes.
No, but there's challenges in it.
Well, I had a child. I got married very young. I had a child young. I got divorced young. That's how we did it. And then I have a different kind of a career now, and I'm now in my next chapter. I'm doing something else. I'm writing plays now. That's the way you do it. You do a little here, here, here. Keep moving as long as you're healthy. My first ex-husband, which is going to London.
Yes, it is. Be there.
Why don't you all come?
Yeah, bring us with you.
Because somebody has got to be on the show.
Okay, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. So Kathy Griffin is not only an Emmy and Grammy winner, but she's also one of our favorite guests here. Her new comedy tour is called, appropriately enough, New Face. New tour. Please welcome the very funny Kathy Griffin. Yes, of course.
I mean, I wore this dress on the show 20 years ago.
Sarah, and you still fit in it. Are you
Because I work out like a beast.
No,
like a beast.
You're on Ozempic. Tell it.
A little. I got a shady doctor. You got to get like a shady doctor to give you the Ozempic. It's totally wrong. I don't.
What do you mean?
applaud
They
it.
give it to you. You got the
No,
money.
at the beginning, it was like a drug deal. I had to meet Kris Jenner in an alley. Because she's the knows all the people. If you want to know something like that, like when I decided to get my third facelift, you heard me, my third.
Wow. Third?
Oh, I love it. 2 gay people clapping. Yay!
Really, number 3?
Number 3. Okay, here's the deal. Kris Jenner's guy is $1 million. So being the D-lister,
it's up to
$1 million. And these bitches are lining up in Beverly Hills. So
I told them that the other day because I have a friend who went to see them, and I told them that the price had gone way up, and you didn't believe me.
Inflation hits all of us.
I wish. So what I did, being a D-lister now and forever, and by the way, you can watch the D-list on Peacock now. Anyway, if you're feeling nostalgic. So I am smart. So I went to the guy who did Kris 2 facelifts ago.
There we go.
So I got the good yank, but I didn't get the $1 million. She got one that's like a ponytail. Because it's really barbaric facial work. It's barbarism, but I love it. But then you
look good at the end.
I mean, I'm a little vain.
So, Kathy, you're back on tour.
I'm back, you guys.
And appropriately enough, this one is called New Face, New Tour.
Because I take the audience.
It should be Third Face.
Third face, by the way, that you know of. Like, I could be lying and it could be 7. But I would tell you guys. And also, I just want to say seriously, I do feel like I'm kind of uncanceled and back. And I think you guys have been so kind to me, letting me come on. So as many shows would not.
You were never canceled from the show.
I know. So I'm thanking you. I have stand-up shows this weekend. I'm in, I don't even know, Cleveland, Madison, and someplace else. And I do at least 2 hours by myself. I don't even have an opening act. And you're going to die. Last weekend, I was somewhere on the road. Sorry, honey. And I accidentally did 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh, boy.
Accidentally? Because I want them to get their money's worth. Yes. And the ticket says an evening with Kathy Griffin. And besides sleep with them, they get everything. So if it comes to that, it comes to that.
So I've been reading about you, and you've had a handful of problems the past years, haven't you?
Honey, I've had a rough few years.
I mean, besides being canceled, you beat some kind of cancer.
Yeah, I have half a lung on one side. I had lung cancer even though I didn't smoke. Then my vocal cord was injured, and so I had to get a vocal cord implant, which I call my boob job in my throat, which is kind of erotic if you think about it. And then I had a radical hysterectomy. And I kind of almost forgot about that one. Divorce, that laid me out. I'm going to be honest. The divorce one laid me out worse than cancer.
It's hard.
It's just heartbreaking.
You get over it, but it's hard.
You get over it, and for me, I get over it by doing stand-up.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think just the fact that people buy tickets. You know, I'm not Dave Chappelle. I'm not Chris Rock. I'll never sell out stadiums. But
Says who?
It's early, right?
It's early.
But people know my material's always different, and just the fact that that's one thing. Even the president, and now the whole cabinet hates me, and all people I was in trouble with.
And
you're
sitting among company. This is
I know,
like us
because I've always had friends from every side of the aisle. So I just never had one put me on the no-fly list and call me an ISIS terrorist, which, you know, rubs people the wrong way.
Are you back able to fly?
I fly private.
Oh, okay. Well, other than flying private, I know that you're touring all around the country. Do you do the bus thing?
I don't do the bus thing because I don't quite get the concept of that. Like, I don't get being on tour with like a picture of your face and says, she's sleeping in here right now, probably napping, come rock the bus. Like, I've never gotten that with like the country stars. But I do, not to be too bougie, but every gig they send a driver because I'm going to some town I may not know or haven't been there for 20 years. And
I will admit that I had the honor, first of all, of doing a show in the Twin Cities.
Okay.
And so, to be serious again for a minute, that was very heavy to be there.
Yeah.
And not that ICE isn't everywhere, but you really feel it there. And I got to speak at Alex Preddy's memorial. I went to Renee Good's vigil. I went to Mr. George Floyd's vigil, which is still being kept up beautifully by a team of people.
Yeah.
And their biggest fear is that they're forgotten. So I just want everyone to know ICE is still out there brutalizing people. There's no accountability. To me, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on.
They're still wearing masks?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. They usually don't. And so I just want to say to the Minnesotans and now Vermont's getting hit hard, we see you, people that are still brutalized by ICE. We have not forgotten. We haven't forgotten Epstein. We're not forgetting ICE. We're remembering.
Well, Kathy, now my question feels like a total hard pivot from that, but I'm going there anyway. So you're on the road. Do you ever meet like romantic partners when you're traveling around?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what I forgot to tell you was this is like my act. Well, so when I had the driver in Minneapolis, he presented as a nice gentleman of Caucasian persuasion, and I will admit that the conversations, like to and from the gig, he would start to say stuff that made me uncomfortable, like maybe an anti-gay thing or an anti, a racial inappropriate. And so this is so pathetic, but I travel with 2 of my service dogs because I'm crazy and they help me. And so in the car in the last ride, we drove past George Floyd's memorial. We stopped there and he just started talking about how if only people would comply. And then I was with my tour manager and we looked at each other and started texting each other. So you guys, in the middle of Minnesota, where it's, -2 degrees, I just didn't feel right, and I've never done anything like this. It's so lame, but like, I just started making up a story to the driver and going, you can actually let us off here. I just remembered I have a cousin, Jill, and she wanted to drive me to the airport and wanted to see the dogs. Now, keep in mind, this driver knows that he's the driver. So and then my tour manager's helping me. He's like, and she's sick. And I go, and my cancer's back. And then he finally stops the car, which my cancer isn't back. I just play that card. And we just had to unload everything. And we were standing on a street corner. And he goes, which is your cousin Jill's house? We pointed to different houses. And then I just called an Uber and was like, bye, sir, thank you. But sometimes you have to speak up, and it was very awkward, but I just felt enough of the weird comments.
Well, Kathy, you mentioned this before, but you were saying how you work out like you're crazy. You just turned 65 last year.
65, baby!
Yeah.
That's right.
And it is looking good on you. Do you still work out to that level?
Yes, almost every day I do a 2-hour walk, and on the days I don't do that, I do Pilates 3 times a week, because at my age, they said Pilates is the safe. I don't want to kickbox, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What am I going to do, kick a box? So I just do the simple stuff.
Well, when you get angry, kickbox, because it does get some of the energy out.
Oh, when I get angry, I like to punch men. But I usually don't. I know. I won't punch anybody, I promise.
Let's talk about your mom.
Oh, my God, I miss her.
I never met your mom, but so many of your fans, I loved her. I fell in love with her, watching her on your show.
And she was really like that. So to know her on the D-list was to really know her.
I'm wondering, though, because I lost my mom, too, and the more time passes, the more I miss her and the more I remember her.
Yep. So
I still talk about my mom in my act because I watched our friend, the great late Don Rickles, and remember when he made his mom a big part of his show, and then when he passed away, he kind of waited a certain amount of time. And it's interesting, people still like to hear stories about my mom and stuff she would say. When I was on The View, she would always yell at me and she would go, I thought you were too snippy with that wonderful Barbara Walters. And I just don't even, is there a card I can send her? Because I don't think she's ever had a guest as rude, Kathleen, as you. But then she would come to the show and faint.
Well, when were you here last? How many years ago was it?
2021, I think.
I don't know.
We were in the other studio.
A long time ago. I can't believe it's a different studio.
Well, you're back, and we love having you back here. I'm so happy to see you. Good luck on your tour and the next facelift.
Yeah.
Thank
thanks to Kathy Griffin. Watch her weekly YouTube series, Talk Your Head Off, and go see her on stage in New Face, New Tour. Check out our website to find out where she's coming to your city and when she's coming to a city near you. We'll be right back.
In the movie of your life, you're the director. You write the script, thank you, and call the shots. You keep the story moving along. Hey, boom's in. Until one day, your doctor says, you have chronic lymphocytic leukemia. That wasn't part of the story. For CLL, my doctor recommended Calquence.
Calquence is the first and only BTKI to offer 2 approved all-oral chemo-free options, ongoing treatment with Calquence, or fixed-duration treatment when combined with venetoclax. Calquence can cause serious side effects which may lead to death. This includes serious infections, bleeding problems that may increase with blood thinners, decreased blood counts, new cancers including skin cancers, heart rhythm problems, and liver problems. Tell your doctor right away if you have flu-like symptoms, blood in stool or urine, fast or irregular heartbeat, dizziness, feeling faint, chest discomfort, shortness of breath, stomach pain, dark urine, or yellowing skin. Calquence may harm an unborn baby. Ask your doctor about pregnancy and breastfeeding. These are not all the side effects. Use sun protection.
And action.
Ask your doctor about Calquence. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
The